All right, everyone. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Go ahead, Chase.
Hey, Scott, just what do you think allowed them to pull away there in the second half?
Embiid made every shot that was needed, and they were contested. We did a few different things defensively on them. That's why great players are great. They figure things out. We try to not give him the daily diet of the same thing, but he's a good player. He made every shot down the stretch. We put him on the free throw line. That was the key to one of our big keys of the game. Defend them without fouling. 33 free throws. And his 13 is almost as many as we had as a team.
And I know it was in a loss, but it seemed like Brad was moving pretty well, playing pretty well. Do you feel like the 2 days off made a difference for him?
Yeah, he was playing well. I mean, that's a physical team. They allow them to be physical on him. But he fought through it. Gets frustrating at times, but he's a great player. He carried us a lot of important times of the game. Embiid was too much for us to handle at the end of the game, but they won the first game. It's not if it was last week, the play-in tournament, it would not be a good feeling right now, but it's a best of four. Some of our guys never been in this situation before, and that was the first taste of a playoff series on the road, which is a great experience. Now, we had that under our belt. Now it's time to step up and play a little bit better next game.
Fred.
What do you think allowed Tobias Harris to have so much success?
Well, we knew going into the series that he's right there with being an all-star player. The first half, he just made every shot. We weren't giving him every shot, but he was making some tough ones, and then he got open in transition, was able to attack. He's a tough guard. I mean, Rui's going to be better next game, but it wasn't just all Rui. We switched off on him, and he was spreading it out those first 28 points on everybody. But in the second half, we did a better job on him, and then Embiid, got loose. But they got basically three all-stars on the team, and they're high-level players that make your defense make tough decisions, and you can stop or do the best you can to put a bunch of bodies on one, and the other guy gets open and creates opportunities for himself or his team.
And did the officials give you any explanation on the turnover where they called Russ out of bounds with 37 seconds left after the review?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know maybe there's different camera angle. I saw it was like the Sean Elliott play for years ago for us old guys that remember that. Unless there's a camera on the floor that you can see if his shoe was touching the white line, but I don't know. They obviously looked at a bunch of different angles, and they called what they called.
DA.
But that's a big play. I mean, it gives us a chance to score. And the other big play I thought was DB gets fouled, with 50-something seconds to go, and normally you would be in the bonus, but we weren't in the bonus. I would have cut it to 3 there. Sorry, DA.
No worries. No, it's all good. I was going to ask you, it is the first playoff experience for Rui, and most of your other guys have been in playoffs before, but that fine line between playoff experience and not knowing what to do, is that against the number one seed, the kind of mistakes you just can't make?
Absolutely. We made some costly mistakes, and this team is a veteran loaded team that they capitalize. They don't wait for the next time you make that mistake. They make it with instincts and right away. They see a mistake, they don't have to sniff one out. They know it, and they just capitalize on it. They got good players, and we got a lot of guys. A big portion of our guys that are playing in playoffs for the first time, and there's been a lot of great players in the history of the game that haven't had a good first playoff game. But with our guys, I mean, I thought Rui was pretty solid. I thought Alex was pretty solid. They played better than us. We put them on the free throw line. That's a big discrepancy. Not complaining about it. We fouled. I mean, but they're good players. They put you in some tough situations. I think we could have got there more, but we did foul them to put them on the line. But I thought, like I said, we could have got there more.
And one thing on when you brought the doubles on Embiid, it seemed like the double was always on the catch as opposed to the dribble. Is that what you were looking to do?
Yeah, we had a couple of different ways. We tried to, from the baseline, from the top, square him up on the dribble, front him. He's good, man. The guy he's strong. He's athletic. He's wide. I mean, he's not a skinny athlete. He's a well-built athlete that, he puts his arms out. I mean, he's covering a lot of room. So we did our best. We got to be a little bit better. We got to be a little bit better on Tobias as well. But those guys put you in some tough positions, and it's not like our guys were trying to put them on the line or trying to give them easy points. We were competing. We just came up a little short for the first game.
Ava.
Scott, you mentioned the fouling. You obviously moved through your centers pretty quickly in a normal game, but how much did them each picking up 2 or 3 quick fouls kind of affect what you wanted to do, especially in the first half?
Yeah, no, it affects you. It just takes a little bit of the rhythm, but we got 3, so we can kind of adjust accordingly. But Embiid picked up a couple early, and they had to make some adjustments, but he came back. He's a great player. He's going to come back and get his minutes and not foul out and get to the free throw line. That's just the great players do that. They have a knack for playing in foul situations. I thought our bigs did a pretty good job. Like I said, I think they can play better, which is good. We lost by 7 points. The third quarter, I thought we gave them opportunities to get out in transition and easy buckets on some of our transition mess ups and switch mess ups. But we can play better, and that's the good thing.
And Brad looked like he was moving as well as he has in a week tonight, obviously. And he's been talking about kind of the little things that he's able to manipulate as he still heals to still get kind of his normal numbers. What are you seeing that he's able to do, the little moves that he's able to make, especially tonight against that defense?
Well, I mean, he's definitely moving better. I mean, it's, when he came back in that Charlotte game, that's obviously a sign of his commitment and his toughness. And he was healthy enough to be on the court, but he wasn't 100% healthy, if you know what I mean. But every day that passed by, every game that passed by, he's gotten a little bit better and confident in it. I think he's in a good place right now. I like the way he moves. I like the way he sets up. I like some opportunities for us to do a better job of getting them from holding him and so he can come off free. I think our bigs need to do a little bit better job on some of our pinaways. But he's definitely was moving a lot better than he did a week ago.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Scott, you guys shot 56%. Brad had a good game. Bertans, you guys got a lot of contributions from everyone. I mean, what did you think of the way you guys played overall? And is there, were you surprised? Were you surprised you guys didn't win, given kind of how things?
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't win. We went to the game thinking about winning. We don't want to be close. We had enough of those early in the season, but we were solid, but not good enough. That's what I told the guys at halftime. We were up 1. I said, guys, we haven't played our best basketball yet in that first half. But let's do it in the second half. But they came out and they got hot. They got hot from the 3. I think they made 3 threes in a row during a stretch. I think it was 15-4 run or 16 something. I'm nothing to be ashamed of our effort, nothing to be ashamed of our execution. They just played a little bit better than us, and then we got to get them off. We got to keep them off the line. That's a big key, and that's how they can stop the game. They can slow the game down and get their defense set, and we fouled them.
All right, last question on Mark Narducci.
Hey, Scott, as well as Brad and Russ played in their moments, they both had 6 turnovers. How about that? That seemed to be a real tough thing for you guys to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, we turned it over. Some of our live ball turnovers, we gotta clean up. I thought it was some spacing issues, but they put their hands on you. You gotta be able to manage that. Some of them I thought could have been fouls. Some of them I thought could have been spacing. Some of them I thought could have been better decisions by Russell and Brad. It's a combination of a lot of things, but we got to get better with that as well. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Russ, just what do you think made the difference for them there in the second half tonight?
Yeah, them getting to the line was big. But just some of our mistakes, unforced. Really think that we can control.
And what'd you make of Tobias Harris and the way he played? Maybe what you guys can adjust going into game 2?
We watched the film and figured it out.
Fred.
Hey, Russell, you were involved in a lot of points tonight where you were double teaming. You were the guy coming over to double Embiid. What is communication like for you guys as a team in those scenarios when you have to double a guy like that?
What's your question, Fred?
You were one of the guys coming over to double Embiid a lot tonight. What is communication like as a team in those scenarios when you're doubling a guy like that?
I mean, backside, it's part of communication. You got to figure out a ways to be able to do it, mix it up a little bit, show them different coverages.
Ava.
Russ, how much does experience make in a game like tonight when there were just little kind of things on the margin, like you said, getting to the foul line?
I mean, it's important, but it's a series. One game. One game at home. We got another one on Wednesday. That's that. And playoffs, all that stuff doesn't matter. Just trying to find ways to win a game on the road.
And I feel like I probably don't have to ask, but what was going through your mind when they were reviewing that turnover call really late in the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Chase.
Russ, on a related note, did you think your shoe touched the sideline?
I mean, it don't matter now. It doesn't matter. Don't matter.
All right, Russ. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Fred.
Hey, Dallas. You guys were able to keep it pretty close most of the way. What do you think made the difference for them tonight?
They got to the free throw line a lot. We turned the ball over a couple of times. They got the offensive rebounds. I think that was the biggest difference maker. That small run they made, I think that was in the fourth quarter, if I'm not wrong. They got that 7-point lead, and basically they didn't really get back to having a good shot at winning the game.
And they have a lot of length, obviously, defensively. What is that experience like for you, just trying to get open off the ball behind the 3-point line against that defense?
Just got to be more patient. Coming out of those screens sometimes, kind of not rush it, pay attention to what they're doing defensively, get the ball moving, and very often on those plays that we're running for my shot, and I just give it up, and somebody else gets a good look. So I got to be a little more patient on that one.
Chase.
What do you think you guys can do better in game 2 against Tobias Harris, considering the first half that he had?
They got so many great players on that team that it's hard to we're going to put all our attention on Tobias Harris, then probably Embiid is going to go off, and then you can ask me the same question about Embiid. Embiid's definitely their best player on the team. We try to limit his opportunity as much as possible. He got in foul trouble. I think we did a good job there. but what can you say? Just keep him away from getting the easy ones. Some transition threes where you don't find him. Those are the players you gotta keep an eye on, and that's basically it. He's probably gonna end up getting his 20, 25 points anyway.
And what led to your breakout there in the first half? And you think it's something that you can build on?
I just got good looks. They kind of missed me out there on the defensive end. Guys found me for open looks, got me going, and sometimes it just takes one to get it rolling.
Ava.
Obviously, you guys have been in this situation before where you play really well and come away with the close loss anyway. How does just knowing you guys did kind of a lot of things right affect the mentality going into game 2?
Well, we already said at halftime we weren't even playing close to the level we can play, and at this moment it's a good sign. We can definitely play a lot better and put ourselves in a better position to win.
Yeah.
Travis, I'm sure there's no way you can explain to guys that have never been in the playoffs before what it's like to be in the playoffs. So what is that learning curve like when you're out there and it's your first playoff game and you've never experienced that before?
I think when I was in San Antonio, that was basically the attention to detail. You're paying really a lot of attention there. You go through every player multiple times. You make sure that the guys that haven't been scoring the whole season, that none of them go off. And you just kind of try to pay more attention to all those little details. You get the game plan in place, and then you get a chance to adjust it from game to game and see what works, what doesn't on both ends of the court.
All right, Davis. I think that's it.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Brad, first of all, what do you think made the difference for them there in the second half?
First, I want to praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ just for this opportunity of being on the stage and being healthy. But for them, I mean, they made a lot of threes and got a lot of open ones in the second half. I think our turnovers really kicked our butt. I had 6 of them. I mean, we're not gonna win a game like that. So, we had 15 total. So yeah, we gotta take care of the ball a lot better than what we did, and get back and play defense. Fine, guys.
And I think to most people watching, it looked like you were moving better. Maybe the 2 days rest made a difference. Did it feel that way? Did it feel like you're better with your hamstring right now?
Oh yeah, I mean it's trending in the right direction, so it's always a positive. And then you have a couple of days off. We got another 2 days before we play again, so that was always beneficial. And I'm definitely utilizing every single day a moment to treat it and make sure it's close to 100 as possible when I step on the floor.
Ava.
Brad, in a game where it seemed like it was kind of attention to detail across the board that was a little lesser than Philadelphia maybe, and it not necessarily one thing, how do you prioritize going into game 2?
I mean, you understand what their who their guys are and what they're capable of doing. Obviously, as the series goes on, you become more acclimated with guys and their tendencies and what they want to do. But for the most part, a lot of our guys haven't been in this situation. A lot of our guys haven't been in this. So, this is very, I don't want to say shocking, but it's very it's new for a lot of our guys. So it's a whole new level, and understanding that that level has to be played every single possession. And I think it's kind of us getting our feet wet a little bit here. So we'll definitely have a different mindset and mentality game 2. And each game you make adjustments. Tobias had it going earlier tonight. Second half it wasn't the case. So it's just a matter of just staying with it, staying engaged, and and understanding that Joel's going to be their horse, who leads them. They got a lot of pieces around them who can really fill up the stat sheet too. So Tobias was that guy tonight, so we can limit him, and I think we'll be good.
And compared to your last time you were in the playoffs, how is your confidence and the type of confidence you have in yourself, I guess, differ from 4 years ago?
Oh man, I'm excited. I was like a kid in the candy shop today. Like I just felt really happy, excited just to be on the floor, having fun, being back on the stage, embracing the journey we've been on to get to where we are now. Uh, so it was just fun. It was just fun to be back on the floor, fun to get in this environment. Um, and for me, it's obviously we all want to win and we want to do well. And but we took a tough one on the chin tonight, but we always get better, and that's where I come in. I'm more comfortable and confident in my game, where it needs to be, um, and I'm a lot more prepared to be, to lead the team into the playoffs now than I was a couple years ago too. So.
Fred,
Hey, Brad, you mentioned Tobias a couple times. What do you think allowed him to go off, especially in the first half like that?
I don't know. I think I think we miscommunicated a couple of his pick and rolls, switches, or coverages that we had planned on him, and I think he was a little bit too comfortable. I think he got off. I mean, he was getting downhill every time I turned out. He was getting downhill, getting layups, mid-range jumper. So he's pretty much massaging the ball whenever he was out there. So we just got to make sure we jam him up, make him uncomfortable. Put the ball on the floor and try to create for somebody else.
And you were, especially in that third and fourth quarter, you were just full attack mode, attacking the rim. Was that a goal for you going into the matchup, or was that just kind of you reading the game and seeing where they were playing you?
A little bit of both. I watch film from the last couple of times we played them, and obviously I want to take advantage of all the opportunities that I get, which I can be open. It's tough. You got Ben Simmons, 6'10", guarding you, and I'm running right into a 7-footer all the time. So I definitely got to pick and choose my spots and when and where not to be aggressive. I mean, Ben's an aggressive defender, so you obviously have to be cognizant of that. And for me, it was attack, attack, attack. I know Joel had 3 fouls. I wanted to see if he would stay in front of me, if he would foul me again, and some things were working. So and my legs felt a little heavy in the first half, so I was able to kind of get up and down a little bit more, and they settled down in the second half, so I feel better.
DA.
Brad, you've been in a lot of these playoff series, but when it's your first time, what is it? How do you avoid kind of getting overwhelmed by the moment?
Oh, it's tough, especially with the crowd, because we haven't had a crowd all year. The crowd definitely plays a factor, especially here in Philly. Their fans are rowdy, so it's tough. I mean, you just got to settle in. You got to understand that it's just another game. As big and as intense as it is, it's another game that we all have the skill and ability to go out here and play, at the highest level. So enjoy it. I think a lot of times we're so focused on the game and so headstrong with doing well that we lose sight of having fun. This is what we all worked hard for at the end of the year. During the year, off season, preseason to now. This is what we work for. So let's enjoy it. Enjoy our journey. A lot of teams didn't think we'd be here. So understand that and be prideful in that and take that onto the floor with you. I mean, it's definitely, it's not going to be easy. I mean, because everybody's level of play has to rise up. And guys will start seeing that as games go on and series go on. So it's imperative, man. Just relax in, settle in, and be confident in yourself and have fun.
That little stretch in the third where it looked like, I don't know if the doubles were late or if Embiid was just looking over them, but they were able to get Curry a couple of looks. They were able to get Danny a couple of threes that kind of got them the lead. Is that small attention to detail? How do you kind of emphasize that you can't take a possession off against these guys?
Well, a lot of those were off my turnover. So, that's on my back and on my shoulders. I got to take care of the ball, make better passes, make smarter decisions. I think a lot of those led out to transition threes in which we had to scramble, got guys mismatched with guys. So our defense is predicated on our offense. We get up a shot every time. We love the fact we can get our defense set, but if we're turning the ball over, they're pushing it, and they got guys who can flat out shoot, across the board. So, respectfully so, we got to be a lot better with that and taking care of the ball, but understanding that this is something they do. They're going to fill up. They're going to fill up the stat sheet with threes. And they're going to take a lot of them.
Matt Paris.
So Brad, you guys shot 56%. You got Embiid into foul trouble. I mean, and you guys played it seemed like a pretty high level in stretches. I mean, does that make this one tougher to swallow, or because there's areas you can identify, okay, we need to get better in this, and this, that it's easier to kind of handle? I don't know.
It's both. I mean, we always feel like we can win the game. I damn sure do. I'm always confident in investing in myself, and I believe we're in every game. We definitely, I think we had the reins on it tonight. We let it slip in that third. I think when they start getting out in transition and hitting those threes, it kind of dismantled us a little bit. But I mean, even then, we stayed in the game. We got stops. We were still, within the arm's reach of really pulling it out. So, it'll be better as the series go on. We'll make the adjustments, the proper adjustments, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready game 2.
Last question to Christos.
Hey, Brad, hope you're doing well. Despite the results, what did you see that made you optimistic about the game 2 and the rest of the series?
We didn't play great at all, and we were still in the game. We still had opportunity to win. I think that's what kind of keeps me going and keeps me motivated. Is the fact, we didn't. I don't think I played great. I don't think I had a good game. So I think we still got a couple levels we can tap into, and from everybody across the board. And I think that's the team we were at the end of the season. How we finished off, we didn't necessarily have that same intensity tonight. And so we gotta get back to that and understand that these games are, man, A++ level. So we gotta bring it every night, and it's up to me, up to Russ, and making sure that our guys are ready to go.
And how important for you is to approach the game to us the most important game of the series? Because if the Sixers made the 2-0, it's going to be a little more difficult.
I mean, every game is tough. It's the playoffs. But all you do is take it a game at a time. You can't look down the road and you can't look back. I mean, what's happened has happened. We don't have any control over what's going to happen tomorrow. What we do have control over what happens today, and our energy and our focus and effort and everything of that nature. So, we take it on the chin tonight. We be mad, frustrated, whatever the case may be. Watch film. Come back tomorrow, make the proper adjustments. Tuesday, the same thing, and Wednesday, be ready to go. Because they got a hungry team out of us too. So they know we're going to come. They know we're going to be physical. So it's the same on both sides.
All right, Brad. Appreciate you.
All right.